Anatomy of Disaster. I can't quit you, Lee. I did everything to impress women. Well, except to speak to them. Between the ages of 4 and 24, I was a disaster. Why should such disasters still haunt me at 55? One lass lived around the corner. Let's call her Juliet, even though her name was Christine. What was it about her? As an immature lad, was it more Jordache than inner light? Her long, curly brown hair reminded me of Yeats's "I am looped in the loops of her hair." Irish poets back then eluded me. Juliet materialized moments before the bus. Even if I wanted to speak, was there time? How would she notice me? How about wearing a different Led Zeppelin shirt every day? Communication breakdown. One day, I was jamming. My younger brother and sister had barricaded themselves in their room studying, but I rocked. Because I could die at any moment, rocking was always the best choice. Through the blinds, I would watch Juliet walking her football of a dog. I opened the windows and crooned about giving every inch of what I imagined I had. Do such songs work with women? I can't even imagine this working with my wife. Okay, she's brushing her teeth and stirring the sauce, and here I come singing "Touch Me." And yet I was singing the sickness of uncontrollable male urges to a girl I barely know. Whole lot of nothing. Since Juliet walked her football the same time every day, I plugged in my amp and practiced the riff. The walls vibrated. The windows vibrated. I vibrated. I was my own electrified dildo. My sister, irritated, said it was too loud. "I'm going to tell Mommy on you." But every time I sang, she didn't even turn her head to hear the music. No, Juliet, not my sister. A dude who possessed skills in romance, say Lord Byron, would have called out the dog's name and offered doggy treats, and asked what music she fancied. Such tips never dawned on me. Too self-obsessed. Did I lack empathy? Did I have no guide besides rock gods? Or Jordache could have launched 1,000 riffs, but it didn't matter. Everything would have required speaking to a woman. Trampled underfoot. As a cheerleader, she probably fancied athletes. So I started jogging, at least past her house. I would walk around the block, and 2 houses away I would race past her house, only then slowing way down to catch my breath. 10 times I did this. It took an hour, an impressive way to avoid study. If she was outside, I would stop, take a breath, ask for water. One day she did see me, but I ran even faster. Why would such a freak of fitness remain rather chubby? I soon gave up jogging and tried out for baseball. I could become a real jock, but my sneakers, bobos from 2 guys, were coming apart. The rubber sole ripped from the canvas. Like my soul. My foot slipped out constantly. Well, like my heart mates. When I would pivot, an essential word, pivot, in basketball, half my foot slid onto the court. I ran, but the slap, 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 slap on the court made the coach take notice. "What's that noise?" "Oh, that's just bound," my friend said. I didn't make the team. I wasn't a bad shot. It was unfair competition. All the rich Voorhees studs had fully attached sneakers. One kid teased me for wearing bobos. My mom finally consented to buy canvas Nikes, and I felt like a god. Oh, what a day. Glorious. Did I mention that we didn't have a lot of money? The divorce was tough, and who was there to teach me? Just my imagination of making love to a smoking guitar, imploring, "Can I stand next to your fire?" Dazed and confused. If I couldn't impress as a jock, how about a scholar? What would make the Juliets realize I could be a decent earner? Well, start carrying around a Merck manual, studying to be a doctor. Okay, a gynecologist. That's the truth. And if I had never seen a woman naked, except for the Playboys on loan from my dad's bottom drawer under his white socks, what better profession? A boy's basin brain in 9th grade is a pool of sludge. Do women even realize the depths of such sludge? And what a terrible thing, really, because who would respect such a jerk? After so many naked women, wouldn't anybody after work seem like meat not consigned to a soul? Again, all in the past. I did sign up for anatomy, then genetics, and I had no aptitude, success in math and science. Again, this involved a lot of studying, and yet the powers allowed me to take willy-nilly. Ramble on. 206 bones, that's what I recall in anatomy, and that day. But in biology, I discovered I was a good writer. No to sports, no to medicine, but yes to literature. That didn't require any studying, just effort and a muse, like Miss Moyer, who had us write an obituary. In mine, I was known for amazing children, an amazing wife, and a prize for literature for The Amazing The Devil's Calling. Would the girls be impressed with a novel, my novel, about a dystopian futuristic Soviet Union that used artificial genetic engineering to create a master race? Hey, taking place on a Soviet space station, it involved the passions of a scientist named John Lenov, like John Lennon, who fell in love with the super sexy Soviet dissident, Syria Johansson, trying to overthrow the corrupt government. She was a scientist, rebel, kick-ass, who liked black knickers and lace. Again, 9th grade. Juliet, alas, was no lover of lit. With this lass as my muse, I turned to composing songs. If I couldn't speak, I could sing. I was the sexy vocalist in this band with my cousin and brother called Molehill Man and the Two Aces. Good times, bad times. If The Who could write Squeezebox about women's breast, I could write Let Me Feel You. With an open shirt, prancing around, I would disrobe during the concert, enticing my grandmother, my aunts, my nieces and nephews and uncles and young cousins with my 14-year-old body. Let Me Feel You had to be censored by my mom's boyfriend Ron, a 10th tsunami feminist from the future. What would mortify anyone about dancing half-naked with my mother's pantyhose over my head, screaming about sleeping with some chick? What was the problem with, come on baby, we'll take off our clothes and kiss, kiss, kiss till the night is dead? Even then, I was fighting the man. The song changed to Let Me Touch You. Now I know how the Doors and the Stones felt on Ed Sullivan. Why could the rock gods get away with so much? I wanted to spend the night together and touch someone's fire, but when? When? After so much bad fortune, I wrote my punk masterpiece, You Make Me Barf, a fusion of Green Day and Beastie Boys. Long before those bands, it was a basic 2-chord punk riff. You think you're so good looking, you think you're really cooking, you think you're something else. Well, baby, I got news for you. You make me barf.
You think you're really cooking, you think you're something else. Well, baby, I got news for you. You make me barf the barf.
What others began, long, ignoble crusades, all with much horror and comedy and tragedy, just the way to write about it later. Well, that was my script until I met Mary Jane. Now I've had the joy of spending the night together for almost 30 years. Pete Townsend is full of shit, though. Squeezebox is a lie. Never believe rock lyrics.
You think you're something else? Well,